Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new to my channel, my name is Jallo. If you are oldie but a goodie, welcome back to my channel and thank you so much for watching and supporting. As the title of this video already suggests to you guys, I'm going to share with you a story about the time that I encountered a shark in Greece. Right now, go get yourself a cup of tea, come back and talk to me. You've got your cup of tea, you're down, the video's on, and I'm gonna tell you this story. So back in around 2006, 2007, I decided I was an adult and I was gonna take my first girls trip to Greece. And we did some research, my friend and I, and we decided to go to an island called Halkidiki. Some of you may know about it, so it may be new to some of you guys. But anyway, we chose to go to a really lovely little village town called Halkidiki, which is in Greece. Now, I chose this destination because they had blue water, turquoise water, everything was beautiful. To give you a little background, I can't swim, or I couldn't swim at that time. So before we left to go to Greece and take the flight and everything, I went to Debenhams at their pool area or like summer area, and I bought bikinis, and I also bought this huge pink rubber ring that you get into when you're in the water. Obviously, because I don't want to risk having to drown whilst trying to swim in Greece. But knowing myself, I was a little bit apprehensive because I was like, I don't want to get my braids wet, you know, the black girl issue. But I prepped myself and I bought arm puffs. So I bought 2 arm puffs that I can use when I'm swimming to help me stay afloat. And I also got a ring, and I also got a snorkel because people said that there was a lot of fish in Greece. So it's best to have a snorkel so you can like look around. Anyway, we arrive in Greece, we check into our hotel, which is like an apartment hotel with a pool and everything. So we checked in, and we checked in quite late. So we arrived at 5 p.m. and we went for dinner at like 8 after we unpacked. And the next day, obviously, it was time to go to the beach. And we arrived at the beach. I had about 9 books with me because I always read on holiday. So I was like, you go swim, Yvonne, because I'm going to lay under this parasol and read my books. She was like, you can't do that. You can't be on holiday and not swim at all. At least come and try where it's shallow. So I was like, okay, fine. I will leave the book and I'll come in and try it out. So I put on my arm puffs and I put on my snorkel, and I was just on the very shallow area of the sea, and it was really nice. Literally, you could see all the way to the bottom. Not that it's hard when it's shallow, but you could always see to the bottom because the water is literally as clear as glass. I will insert an image just to let you know what it looks like when you are in Greece and what the water looks like. So the water was amazing. So I got brave and I was like, you know, getting away a little bit from the shallow end, not too much. So day number 2, or day number 3 on the resort, I decided to go out a little bit further so that the water was now at my waist level where I could see more fish because the fish weren't coming to the shallow end. Day number 4, I went out even further, and basically where we were staying, or the beach that we were situated at, people take their boats to come out there to actually enjoy it because the sand is white and the sea is blue. So there would be like boats docked about 100 meters or 200 meters from shore. And anyway, I was just like, I'll try and get out a little bit more into the water. So the first day I swam out about 5 minutes away from shore, and I stayed there because it was just enough that if I panicked or anything happened, I can actually dip my toe and I can tippy toe back into shore because the water came up to like my chin level. So after that, I decided I was gonna swim maybe 10 minutes away from shore because there's even more fish out there, and I can just like watch them while singing Under the Sea from Ariel, the Little Mermaid. Anyway, on day number 7, when we were celebrating being there for 7 days, and we were celebrating me getting a tan, me celebrating like actually being able to swim with all of my gear, but being able to swim out longer. This time I swam out 20 minutes from shore. So I had my snorkels on, I had my bathing ring on, I had my arm puffs on, and I was just swimming closer and closer to where the boats were docked. And when we reached like maybe 20 meters from the boats, there was so many fish there. There was like goldfish. It was like finding Nemo in real life. So I was just wearing my snorkels, just looking around and like singing whilst I got my snorkel in my mouth. I was just like, oh yeah, under the sea. I was having an amazing time. And when I'm not kidding you, at this point I have swam so far out, and it took me about 20 minutes to get out there. So it's far, and you can tell it's really deep in the water, because even though you can see all the way to the bottom, you would not be able to dive. And my friend Yvonne was like diving and going all the way to the bottom, and she could do it because she's a professional like swimmer. She can do butterfly swim, she can do breaststrokes, she can do like floating. I can't do none of that. Like I can barely doggy paddle properly. So she was like diving, going down to pick up like shells and stuff from the bottom of the sea. And I was just like looking at fish, because it's so amazing. The snorkel magnifies everything. Anyway, you know when you got your head and half your body under the water and the rest is up, it must have looked like a right state to people, because my butt was in the air and then everything else was underneath. But when you reach that point and you can see where the boats are, because no matter how far something is, you can still see the shadows. So it was around 2 p.m. in the evening, and the sun was at its zenith, its top. So the sun was reflecting on the boats were reflecting shadows into the water. So where the boats were situated, you would see sunlight, and then you would see shadow, and then sunlight and shadow. And I didn't think it was that scary whilst I was there, because in my mind I understood those are shadows from the boat. Or were they? Right? Anyway, so there I was chilling out, maxing, relaxing. Oh, that sounds like a song. Now this is a story all about how my life got twisted upside down. I'd like to take a minute, just sit right there. I'll tell you how I nearly became shark bait. I was looking at the shadows, and I was looking at fish. All of a sudden, there was about a horde of fishes, maybe about 50 small fish, that just went straight past me. I think they came from the left-hand side. The fish that I was looking at, suddenly, they moved in tandem. They moved in motion and just went like swoosh past me. And I was like, why are they acting brand new? Like, what's wrong with this fish? And I was just continuing with my like swimming. Unknown to me, I'm getting closer to the boats, but not super close anyway. And all of a sudden the shadow moves, but it's not moving how the boat shadows have been moving the whole half an hour I was there. You know, like when the boats like sway on the water, their shadows also sway into the water, reflecting all the way to the bottom of the sea. So I was like, that boat ain't swaying the way it needs to be swaying. And I peeked in a little bit closer, and literally 4 arm lengths from me, all I saw was the shadow coming near me. And like, I'm gonna move away from the camera. Like, all I could see was a shadow that went like this, that big. And all I could see was mouth. It had a mouth. It looked like a giant tilapia fish. I was like, you know, it took me a second. I panicked because, you know, the sea is not my territory. Not because I can't swim, but because I'm a human being. And if I had seen that shadow in real life on land, I'd be like, what's up? What's good, bro? What's good? But this is in the sea. This is not my element. This is not my country. This is not my home. And I just saw something, the shadow emerge, being a mouth. And as soon as it was like 1 arm length, if I had reached out, I could touch it. It turned. And then that's when I saw the fin. The fin. I'm not kidding you. A fin. So imagine face comes towards you, turns to the side to swim away, and you see fin, and you see a tail that's doing that. Like, very calculated moves. The moment I saw that, and I'm not kidding you, I am not even a panicky person like that. The moment I saw the full length of this fish, shark, obviously, I was just like, I could hear Jaws music playing in my head. Ninu, 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 dee-doo, 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 dee-doo. And I was just like, I'm dead. I'm done for it. Somebody say goodbye to my mom. Somebody make sure they clean out my browser history before they call my parents. Like, my life is over. At this point, Yvonne was still over there. She was still like diving and like looking for shells or whatnot. I'm not kidding you. The moment I saw that, shark passed me, I was like, I am shark bait. I am dead. I am done for it. And I don't know what I was thinking, or even, I can't tell you how I got back to shore. All I remember was I used both hands and I just literally moved the water, and I did like a 360 degree facing this beach, and then I just yelled out, shark! And then I just started like going, like, and it was so frustrating. I can still remember the feeling, the emotion, the panic, the anxiety, everything I had to go through, because the water was going in between my hands. It was like I can't hold on to something and move. The water was just dispersing between my fingers as I'm trying to get to shore. And I'm telling you, it took me 20 minutes. It took us both a good 20 minutes to swim out to where we were. I know I made it back 5 minutes into shore. I don't know how, but at 5 minutes I made it into shore, because the only thing playing in my mind when I was, you know, panicking was that I'm gonna feel a bite on my leg. I'm gonna feel a bite on my leg. And I must have in my panic pressed my swimming pillow, my swimming aid, and it, you know, it started to like leave out air. It started to just not keep me afloat anymore. Suddenly I'm going more and more in the water. My arm pads are holding me up, but everything else is literally going down. And all I could hear was Yvonne going, what's wrong? Wait for me. I was like, I'll see you later. And I was just going, and I reached shore 5 minutes for something that took me 20 good minutes to get out there. And I came onto shore, and there was about 15 people standing there just staring at what was going on. I don't know if they saw something behind us, but they could see obviously a distressed black woman just screaming shark every now and then and like making it back to shore. So by the time I reached it, everybody who was in the water was making their way out of the water. And Yvonne was like somewhere out back there, like doing her butterfly swim or dolphin swim or whatever they call it. And I couldn't believe it happened, because before we went swimming, before the first day we went swimming and I actually got in the water, we went to the hotel, the information desk, and we asked them like, are there any dangers in the water? Are there like jellyfish? Are there sharks? And the guy that was, the older guy, gentleman that was at the desk at the hotel just said, no sharks in water. And he was like, water too warm. So I was like, I believe you, you live here, you know what you're talking about. There's no sharks in the water because it's too warm. And I was just like, you lied to me. Obviously there's sharks. So after I caught my breath and Yvonne came back from swimming, or made her way to catch up with me, my swimming aid was completely gone at this point because there was no air in it and there was a massive hole. So my thumbs must have gone into it as I was trying to turn. We went to the hotel because I was like, I can't believe this just happened to me. And we went to the guy at the information desk and we were like, I saw a shark today. You said there was no shark. He was like, sometimes they come in. I was like, sometimes they come in. Oh, okay. You could have said they don't always come in, but sometimes they do. I was so peeved at him at this point. I lost all appetite for the rest of the day. I couldn't eat. When I went to bed, when I tried to have a nap after this incident, all that was replaying in my head was what happened. All that was replaying in my head was the image that I saw coming at me, and while swimming, the feeling I had that something was gonna grab hold of my leg. That's the only thing I could replay in my head, and it gave me nightmares. And I rarely have nightmares. It gave me nightmares. I can tell you, after that incident, the remaining week that we spent in Halkidiki, I did not get back in the sea. I just didn't. I couldn't. I even got post-traumatic stress syndrome from going in the pool and trying to swim in there, because every time the pool is blue and I put my snorkels on, even in the pool, and looked around, it felt like it was repeating itself. I was just gonna see shadows coming at me. And my friend got pissed off with me because she was like, so you just left me there? I was like, bruh, like, you want me to fight a shark in its element? You can swim better than me. You should be able to get back to shore much quicker than I can. But I had to get there and wait for you to make your way back in. Like, friendship is deep, but not so deep that I would jump in the jaws of a shark for you. You know, like, you're my bro, but we can't do that. I don't play like that. And I remember her being so pissed at me for 2 days. She was like, I can't believe that you don't value our friendship that much, that you would even try to save me. I was like, I can save you by saying shark. And I said shark all the way to the beach. I can't really do much more. What do you want me to do? Like, hit that shark over the nose with one of my pads? Like, I can't do it. Like, poof, go away. And I was just like, it's not fair. You have like a black bikini and it can't even see you. Me, I have like a bright pink bikini ring. I have yellow arm puffs and I got green goggles. Like, you can see me from the moon. That shark was coming for me, not for you. And she dropped it after a while, but it was really, really hard to explain to her that I needed to survive this experience. Even now, thinking back at it, I can remember exactly what was going through my mind. I can remember exactly how I behaved. I can remember exactly the panic that hit me. And I never ever want to feel that way again. So I am a better swimmer now. But I think if you put me in that situation again, I don't care. This is not Finding Nemo. I will fight a shark and get myself out there, even if it's with one leg. But it felt surreal. It felt absolutely surreal, because those of you who can swim, if you're all black, there won't be many of you. But for those of you who can't swim, I think you know that feeling when your feet are not reaching the ground and you have no power to do anything more than paddle. And yeah, it was one of the most traumatic experiences of my life, and I would never wish it upon my enemy or my friend. But I'm at least here today to be able to talk about it with you guys. Now when I go on holiday, I'm either on a boat, or I either haven't verified there are no sharks or harmful jellyfish in the water, or I just sit on the beach and read my book and get melanated. Like, that's enough for me on a holiday. Otherwise, I'll just be like doing touristy stuff and running around and like doing sightseeing. But I will not be that brave. That shark killed my bravery. That shark took away something that I can never get back. And it's just like, no, I can't. But anyway, guys, that was the end of this story time. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that you can live through my words. I intend on doing more story time stories of things that have happened in my life. I just have to sift through and see what you guys might find interesting. Thank you so much for watching, and if you have ever encountered a shark, leave comments in the description bar and let me know how that went, because I am not alone in this. I know there's a lot of storytime videos of people sharing their experiences with you, but this was my experience as somebody who can't swim, who went out there looking like a fool, and who actually had the incredible thing happen to her of seeing a shark. Anyway, thank you very much, and don't forget to come on Instagram and follow me. It's Levette's House of Style and blackvogue_se. And there you will find me, always posting every single day. Thank you very much, and love you guys. Mwah, mwah, mwah. And obviously that is not the case, because without makeup primers, your makeup is no good. I would say primers are like underwear for the face. No, wait. I would say, because not everybody wears underwear, I would say a makeup primer is like Spanx